Your girl Nosy Bitch here with another video, and this video is a throwback when Velvet first left Nature Boy for good. Was she trying to say what NYZA said she saw with her own eyes? Velvet and Nature Boy doing something to Ellie? She says she had to condone Nature Boy's bad behavior. She thought she could make him a better man, but when she tried to get him to do right, the whole tribe will go against her and will always agree with Nature Boy. She says what I always say. He tells you exactly who he is. He tells on himself. She says she has to be realistic. She's disgusted with him. She took the proper precautions and he's running from his decisions and responsibilities. And she has to protect Ellie. Anyway, y'all, like, subscribe, and leave your comments. Later.
It's what the good thing that I'm saying, but hyping up the bad shit that he wants to do. So everybody who ever touch carbonation, you have to condone in the behavior with Nature Boy for it to exist. And at one point in time, I was condoning that behavior because I felt like, and I thought that I loved him, because I felt and I thought that I could help him become a better man through me, through my personality, through the good being that I am. But in fact, it wasn't the case. It was actually used, that aspect was used against me. It was used in a way to manipulate me and put me in a situation where people would look at me side-eye and people would be like, oh, like, who is who she really say she is? Like, everything that he has done to me has always been used against me, has always been used to put me down and put everybody else down, you know, around him. And in my situation personally, the reason why after the 9 months of being in carbonation with Olmec, the reason why I decided not to be with Olmec anymore was because Olmec was actually coming off of that frequency. Olmec has started to realize the truth about Nature Boy and his ways and what he's doing to manipulate us into his control. And I wasn't there at the time. I wasn't there. I was more like wrapped up into what he was teaching and promoting that and supporting him and being there for him. And so me and Olmec separated for that reason. You know, I know in the past that I have said things that weren't true. I have said things that went against what actually happened, but I stand here today by the grace of God moving me to do this video to tell you the truth. Everything that I'm saying in this video right now is the truth. And the only reason why, again, I'm doing this video is because at first I wasn't going to do it because of what everybody has to say and all of this stuff and everything like that. But God is literally moving me. Literally, I cannot hold it in. I can't keep it down because there are women over there. And I'm going to touch into those situations. There are women over there, children over there who are going through this. And I just left not even a month ago, if not a month ago, and watching these people go through what I went through, and it's just not sitting well with me because I know the truth and I know what they are actually going through. I've been there, closest to him more than anybody who has ever went to carbonation other than Maisha, that knows him for who he is, who he truly is. He puts out a facade of who he is because he can do that. He can manipulate his character through social media to make it seem like he's not this and he's not that, but that's not the truth. Nature Boy, this is just a message for you. You're always telling on yourself. You always put your business out there. Nobody don't accuse you of doing shit. You tell people what you're doing, and that's how people know what you're doing and can even say anything about who you are as a person, as a character. So And just to add, this video for me is healing, by the way. I've been healing since I left. It's not gonna all happen overnight, no, but I'm definitely can feel the works of me having the focus and the determination to not continue to keep putting myself in situations like that, not to continue to being in the presence of Nature Boy and allowing him to abuse me emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, you know. And it just is what it is. I've subjected myself to that, and today, ever since the day that I've left, I stand firm in the fact that I'm not going to continue to keep putting myself through that. On top of that, I'm not going to keep putting Eliana through that. Eliana does not deserve that. That's never the future that I ever even thought that I wanted to give my child, even if I had a child. My way about giving my child a lifestyle and having a child is way different from his. And I thought that I could share how I wanted to bring a human into this life and be a mother to a child in this life with him. And that's why I thought that I could have a relationship and a child with him. But that's not the fact. The fact of the matter is that I can't. It's unfortunate for Eliana because that's her father. But at the end of the day, we have to be realistic and come to terms with all of the bullshit. Because I'm not about to keep going back and forth to him and thinking that he's gonna change, thinking that he's gonna just immediately up one day just be like, oh, I just want to be with you. At this point, I am totally disgusted with Nature Boy. I don't want him around me. I don't want him in my life. I don't want anything from him. This nigga is blocked in all kinds of ways, and this is another reason why I made the video, because I have took the proper precautions to protect myself from Nature Boy. And he's running from his responsibility of owning up to the fact of what he's doing. He is too afraid. He's not a man. He's running from his responsibilities. He's running from what he's done. He's running from his decisions. And all he's doing now in his life is continuing to build karma upon that foundation that he's fucked up so many times with not only myself but many other people before me. So at the end of the day, I have to protect my child. I have to protect her with everything in me, even if that means to let go of what no longer serves me emotionally and spiritually. I cannot allow men to come into my life and torture me. With her growing up and I'm taking care of her, I have to make a situation for her that is very stable so that she can grow up as a young woman knowing her strength, knowing her worth, knowing who she is, so that when people come into her life, she could be able to tell the fake shit. She could be able to look at a motherfucker without him saying nothing and be like, that nigga ain't right. God already told me. Bitch, I already got your number. So that she won't have to go through what I went through. I have to pave the way for her so that she doesn't have to go through what I went through. I don't want Eliana to go through what I went through. And honestly speaking, this is why I went back all of those other times, because I needed to get the emotional clarity, the emotional understanding that I got right now in this moment to keep my ass where I am right now. I needed to go through that. As unfortunate as it was and unfortunate as it is, and everything that has went on within that spectrum, you can't cry over spilled milk. I can't cry over spilled milk. And the only thing that I know now in my life is that I have so much more wisdom than what I had times before. All of the times before. I have so much clarity about the understanding that God himself will have to come down and turn me into a demon to change from my ways right now, literally. And like I said, a lot of people aren't gonna understand because you don't know the personal details of my life. You don't know the personal details about Nature Boy. So you're going to look at this situation from a side perspective and criticize and defame and, you know, just do everything that you know, just do what you want. But at the end of the day, this shit is real life. There's actually real people that's going through this. There's actually women that's outside of Nature Boy that's going through this situation secretly, silently, and they don't say anything and they don't come out about it because these women feel like they're in love with these men. These women feel like they have to protect that man because they want to see that man become a better person. But any woman out there who's dealing with a man that puts you down emotionally, that beats you physically, harms you physically, that sexually abuses you, that manipulates you mentally, is not good for you. It's a toxic person. It's a toxic man. And you should not subject yourself to abuse in any type of form as a woman. You have to be strong for yourself. You have to give yourself that love that you were deprived of or neglected of in your childhood. You have to love you. Nobody can come and fix you. Nobody can come and heal you. Nobody can come and make you a better person. The only thing that you can do is dig deep within your own soul to figure out what it is that you like and what you don't like, and put out that into the world and see what comes back to you. And be strong within yourself, and don't let nobody come into your life telling you that they're your God, they're your Messiah, they're the person that's going to have control over your life. Because anybody who does that is of the devil. The only entity, the only spirit that has control over my life is the spirit, is the source that gave me my mind, gave me this physical being, gave me the piece of the soul that I am of it in its image to live on the earth plane, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. God himself, God. You could call it a it, he, she, is everything. Do you understand me? That's the only source that has control over my life. And when I tell y'all, I prayed for the last 2 weeks. I've been praying every day, shouting. I'm talking about glorifying, worshiping God to come back into my life, to seize my pain, to take away my anxiety, because I don't know how I'm going to deal with this situation. I don't know how I'm going to move now in my life or get over my decisions. I had so much regret, so much pain, so much remorse for my own doing that I asked God every day to heal me from me. Fuck, heal me from me, like on some real, like on some real, like on a real level, like on a real spiritual level. Help me understand me, so that I can come to terms with it, so I can just be me. I just want to be me. I don't want to be what nobody else is telling me to be. I'm not that person who he thinks I am. I can never be that person. So with that being said, I sit with myself every day. I sit by myself every day with Eliana, and I pray, and I pray, and I pray to the God that my mom taught me who to pray to the God who I was introduced to in my life, that I know exists. God exists. God does so many miracles and have so many blessings for us that we turn a blind eye to it and neglect that fact because we're so stuck in how we're going to get the bag. We're so stuck in how someone else is living and we got to catch up with them, and who's doing this and who's doing that. Everybody needs to be focused on themselves.